It is not a lie. I am logged into his account, okay? He has completed floor 12 of the Spiral Abyss 2,200 times. He has done an average of 2.2 Spiral Abyss clears of floor 12 every single day. Hey YouTube frogs, quick disclaimer before we begin the review video. I use abbreviations to help describe build strength. CV is crit value, which is crit rate times 2 plus crit damage, and SV is stat value, which is crit value plus additional stats that are relevant. Examples include energy recharge, attack defense HP percent, and elemental mastery at a conversion of 20 to 5%. As an example, an emblem feather on Yelan that has 10.9 crit rate, 21.8 crit damage, and 6.5 recharge would have a crit value of 43.6 and a stat value of 50.1 because we would include the recharge for Yelan. These are purely to compare artifact and relic quality and are inherently inaccurate when it comes to describing the true strength of a completed build. So, don't take these numbers as law, they are just a way for me to assess builds when reviewing them. Enjoy the vid. YouTube! Hello, beautiful frogs. Okay, sorry. Account review number 26. Hope you guys are having a great day. We are back with another account review / showcase. We're going to be featuring someone that you guys have no idea who this is, but my Twitch chat knows very well who this is. And you guys have seen the title, and you guys have seen the thumbnail. It is no joke. This specimen, this human, this person, they need to be studied, is all I'm going to say. I want to show you something. An image. There's an achievement in this game called Down We Go. If you go to the achievement section, domain and Spiral Abyss series, there's an achievement called Down We Go, which is clearing floor 12 of the Spiral Abyss. Just to confirm, all of you who are watching this beautiful day, it is not a lie. I am logged into his account, okay? He has completed floor 12 of the Spiral Abyss 2,200 times. The first time they got this achievement was May 26th of 2021. Less than 3 years ago, he cleared floor 12 of the Spiral Abyss. Since then, there have been approximately 1,000 days up till now. That means he has done an average of 2.2 Spiral Abyss clears of floor 12 every single day since this day. And he types in chat that he's really innocent. Yeah, I don't know how you're innocent here, buddy. I don't know what part of this is really innocent, but you know, now before we get into this, I'm gonna remind all YouTube frogs to be respectful in the comments. Obviously, given that they're willing to do an account review showcase for this, okay? They're putting themselves for the public view. You guys remain respectful, okay? We are going to inquire him about his tastes. YouTube frogs, I know you guys have a tendency to look down upon other people who don't do the same things as you do. Let's try our best here, okay? I will be calling Schaufle now. Let's begin this. Hello?
Hello. Hello. So, hi chat, my name is Schaufle. I know you know that already. I play on Asia server, and I technically have been playing since Xlice banner in 2020, but I only picked up the game full time in like 1.3 when Hu Tao came along, and I've been playing ever since.
Hu Tao! I see. Alright, Schaufle. Well, welcome. Thank you very much for joining me today. There's one very important question that I would like to ask you, and I think it's on everyone's mind. And before we get into anything, I think it's very important for us to ask this. Why?
Well, quite simply, it started just as something born out of frustration, because like, my Hu Tao's build 2 years in, like back then was 1 year in, it wasn't improving nearly as fast as I wanted it to. So I figured, hey, might as well just eliminate the skill being the bottleneck as it is. So that's why I started doing the Abyss, because like, it's the only thing I can do where I can practice it. I practice my entire team, practice my rotation over and over and over until I can polish it.
Wow, so this started as a frustration.
Yeah, it started as a byproduct of frustration that I just used to continuously improve ever since.
That's actually crazy. I didn't actually think that, you know, I was trying to go over in my own head because like, I've known that you've done this for a while. And I've like always thought to myself, like, there's no real reward from doing this over and over again. Like you don't get anything from clearing it multiple times. I guess now it seems like this has been just a personal thing for you, right? It's a personal thing. You felt frustrated and you decided, well, I don't want to be bad, so I'm going to do this to polish my skills.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, at the end of the day, I did not want to be known as like, oh, your build's bad because you just have a skill issue. No, I will gladly admit that my build's just bad because I have shit artifact luck. But I will always disagree with the fact that, yeah, I do know what I'm doing.
Okay, all right. That's pretty interesting. Do you regret completing it this many times?
I would say no, honestly.
Was there a point in time where you felt that it was too much?
I would say like during the latter half of 3.x when the we not first showed up in Abyss. That was a real bummer, that one, because like the Abyss by that time was just so unpleasant that my usual pace just dropped from as much as 50 to 100 every single like new Abyss to no more than 3 or 5.
So you at some point in time did 50 to 100 runs of the Abyss when it reset. Is that correct?
Yeah. Generally, I try to do that like 100 clears every single new Abyss, so I actually get a feel for what I'm fighting against.
Wow, okay. That's actually, it's a fair metric. Like if we're gonna break this down, I'm gonna think about it, right? 100 full clears, not just like attempts, but like full clears, right? You basically have a arsenal of knowledge on most, if not all, important enemies in the game and how to tackle them in the fastest or most efficient way possible. Would that be accurate?
Yeah. Like the only enemies that I've actually genuinely struggled against are the ones with more random patterns, like say the Ruin Snake, which I did adapt to eventually, or just have incredibly long stall phases that just make it so I feel like absolute garbage playing certain teams against it, like the Nut. But for the most part, like even say bosses like Kenki, even the Snake to some extent, I've mastered their patterns enough that I can basically I know what to do depending on what happens regardless.
Wow. Okay. Well, that is a topic that we will dive into later because given that you have done so many of these runs, I think it would probably be good because this Abyss rotation has some, well, you did mention some of them. Yeah, there's some enemies that are pretty stall heavy, right? That are
yeah.
unfortunate. And like, maybe this is the account that we can discuss things like this because I'm gonna go over your account. I'm gonna go through it. I'm gonna take a look, but I don't think that you need a particular review. But I will still go over it because we want to see what your account looks like to achieve this many clears, of course. That's what we're curious about. But then also to have a little, pick your brain a little bit, discuss a little bit about your opinions on the changes that Abyss has gone through over time, whether you would like, dislike, are annoyed, etc. Because I feel like a lot of people have their impressions of the Abyss and how it has changed over time. How most of the enemies just can increasingly get tankier and how boss design becomes less fun depending on the enemy due to their attempt or like the developer's attempt to change or reduce the meta of certain characters. Because that's essentially some of the type of design is to like remove typical setups and force other type of characters to be more useful because those characters are just not as good. All right, Mr. Schaufle. Well, your team that you see here, Xiao, Farzan, Shenyun, Farina. This is a team that you are actively using.
For the most part, at least, only in domains. It's like Xiao, I only got him like actual hours ago, so...
Oh, so Xiao is a new character that you just leveled.
Yeah, very new.
Wait, so like you probably haven't even... He's like your 0 Abyss clear kind of guy.
Yes, pretty much.
Wow, we're seeing. Oh dear. So I guess it seems that the power of Shenyun Farina really does make Xiao one of those characters that is popping up in like every single person's account. Seems like he's a lot more universal now.
I've wanted him for quite a long time now, honestly. Like when I first started playing, but like I just happened to pick up the game again just after his banner ended. So the next attempt came at 2.4, and that did not go well. I got a Diluc at 80 instead.
Ah, I see. So are you what type of player are you? I'm gonna go into your shop really quick. Are you full free to play? Do you purchase Welkin? And what would you consider yourself?
Definitely a Dolphin. I only bought like the most expensive packs, a grand total of once or twice total in the last 3 years or so. But I do regularly buy Welkin. I sometimes buy BP when I'm not really willing to pull anyone in a patch. I just don't bother. But yeah.
Yeah, I see that there are 180 days remaining of the Welkin. I think this is maxed out as far as I'm concerned.
Oh, it was 150 when I cleared dailies today, so that's definitely not my fault.
Wait, oh! Hey, wait, when we logged in, chat, we did see that. Hold on, something sussy happening. So that's what it was. It wasn't
Yep.
a $1 pack. Someone, whoever it was, when we logged in, we saw 300 Genesis crystals. That means they bought you Welkin.
Oh, thanks to whoever that was.
So what happens? Do you know what happens if you try to overbuy from 190?
I didn't care enough to check. I just make sure that I just make sure I have like 180.
I don't know if anyone in Twitch chat knows. From my understanding, 180 is the max that you can stock up this. I don't know if you can stock up more than this. I never tried personally, or if I did try, then I don't remember. But yeah, I believe 180 is the max. I'm not sure what happens. I'm assuming it just like declines or just like doesn't allow you. All right, so that being said, just to make sure really quick, we're gonna see. So your crystal top up. Oh, I see. So you're pretty. Did you do these or did someone else do these?
Which ones? Oh,
50,
the,
30, and a 50.
The 50 buck one, no. I got a few friends to help out when I lost the Schaufle 50 for the second time.
Oh.
The 30 buck one, it's for just getting Splendor. I didn't want the Dally to get it during playing this banner.
Well, W friends that are helping you get some stuff. Those of you on YouTube who don't know, by the way, on Twitch chat, Schaufle is a very veteran member of the community. So much so that this particular individual boasts, weirdly enough, the highest number of not only timeouts in my chat, but also just straight up bans. And to you guys on YouTube who might be thinking, isn't a ban really bad? Yeah, that is true. A ban is really bad. That isn't to say that, you know, you can still ban and unban just for memes and shits and giggles, right? I don't know what happened, but over the time that he's been in the community, he's been, for lack of better phrasing, a punching bag for some of the members of the community, where if they would like to take some anger out, they usually target him and send him to the Shadow Realm. Okay, well, I guess it's the best way that we can really show you guys. I'll just give you guys this information really quick, all right? This is Schaufle. He has 99 plus timeouts and 99 plus bans. I don't know, he just does. And he has been in the community for 28 months minimum because he's been wasting money on my Twitch channel for that long. Yeah, so that's a little bit of a character profile, a viewer profile for Schaufle. All right, let's take a peek at your inventory. Oh, you have honestly more 5-star weapons than I expected. How about you talk about what's going on here?
For the 5-star weapons, the Skyward Spine was actually the first one I got off the weapon banner. It was Aga's first run in like 2.0.
Okay.
And then the latter two are from the first one I got was from weapon banner.
Oh,
two are from
Skyward
standard.
Spine. Okay, I was
Yes,
thinking
Spine,
Skyward
not Pride.
Okay,
I'm sorry.
Yeah, now I make sense. Okay, you have R3 of Skyward Spine. Okay.
Other than that, Harp and Pride. Pride was also from the weapon banner. It was the one I got just before Scarlet Sands. Harp was also from standard. The two Atmos bows I got are also from standard. Aquila was the first one I got from standard. And as for the rest, I just got them at my convenience, though my first actual limited 5-star weapon was Staff of Homa.
Oh, Staff of Homa. Well, that does match your Hu Tao, which is your pride and joy, as far as I'm concerned.
Moon Glow was not intentional. Me being the dumbass I was 2 years ago, I fished for engulfing 2.5.
Oh, it does not seem like you have an engulfing lightning. Instead, you have R3 Skyward Spine on your Raiden Shogun. It is what it is, I suppose. So, I noticed one of your 5-star weapons doesn't have a user. What happened over here?
Well, quite simply, Kokomi's just holding TTDS. It's actually useful that way instead of Moon Glow.
Oh, I see. Okay. Well, you know, do you have is your TTDS? Wow, you level 90 did.
If you scroll down a bit further, I think I made a little bit too much of those.
What the hell? You need to be studied. I don't know what is you need to be studied.
Listen, I was bored, okay? And when they added that new QOL feature, basically allowed you to refine shit very quickly. Yeah, I capitalized on that.
You capitalized on a quality of life feature in the game, and while you were bored, everything is wrong with this.
Listen, these Bibles won't print themselves, you know.
You're not even gonna use. Oh, actually, you do use more than I would have thought. You do have them equipped on, you know, various characters scattered throughout. All right, Schaufle, I have a question to ask you. I noticed that your Rosaria is using the catch at R5. I do also notice that at least currently on the screen. Oh, I see it now. Xiangling is using Staff of the Scarlet Sands.
Yes.
Would you like to give us history on this weapon and why you have it?
Scarlet Sands. A bit after 2.5, like just after I got Miss Bitter for Ayaka, I went and rolled a bit more, and I got it pretty early on, like a Skyward Pride, the one Yula's using right now. So that basically meant that since I saved that guarantee for weapon I wanted, and when 3.1 came along, it did. As far as I can tell, it was Scarlet Sands first half along with Elegy for the end. I didn't actually want Scarlet Sands. I wanted Elegy because it's for Alans for Hu Tao.
Ah,
But
damn,
since
that
that's what I
really
got-
sucks, man. Too bad you can't do support Yalan.
Yeah. In the end, I don't really mind, and like my Xiangling started hitting for a lot more than she was back when she wasn't using catch. The ear was a pain in the ass to figure out, but I did do so eventually.
Okay, well, we're gonna be checking out these builds in due time. Let's see, scrolling through all the other weapons, I do notice that we have lovely Favonius weapons. This is something that I'm curious about. You need to give me some history behind this. You have, and if chat can see this, you have 2 R5 Serpent Spines. 2 of them at R5. Tell us what happened here?
Oh yeah, there's a funny story about that. The first R5 that I got, it was back when I still actually liked the look and cared about him enough to actually play him, way back in
Damn.
2021. I think I got it like probably 2.0.
You don't care about it anymore?
Definitely not.
Oh, wow, that is a just hard line. Yeah, fuck that guy. He's on an R2 prototype archaic now.
I will admit, he was my first 5-star, so he still has like that kind of sentimentality involved, but like he also crashed my pity grand total of 2 times after, so screw you.
That's fair. That's fair. I did use Diluc also when I played the game way back on the release, but you know, since then, you know, he maybe got a little bit of shining when Shannon came out and we could do some plunging, but after maybe the first day or first 2 days, it became onward to bigger and better things. I do notice that Gaming is using one of them.
It's mostly for friendship's sake, but that second Serpent Spine, it's mostly something I got because after I got R5, I was still buying BB for the resources. Might as well just get another one because like I don't need Refines for deathmatch. I don't have anyone who can properly use Solar Pearl. The other ones are pretty meh for the most part, so I figured might as well just get one for whoever wants to use it, I guess. At the time, it was Yulin and Beidou.
Fairly systematic approach that I see that you take, and you know, that's a very respectable and like, you know, logical way of thinking. It seems that you are very logical when it comes to your investments in the game. You see that like, oh, you're never gonna use this, even if it's like collectors or whatever. You're like, or you don't seem also to be affected by not having full refinement 5, even if it's like, you know, past R1. Like I see you totally fine with leaving things at like R2, R3, etc. You only care about efficiency when it comes to things you actually use. That's pretty cool. That's pretty fair.
No Viridescent Hunt Tartag. That was weapon I had on him before I got Polar Star, because I had Tartag since 2.2. And I only got I only got Polar Star 3.2. Yeah.
All right. Well, 1 Favge, 2 Favge, 3, 4 Favge, 5 Favge, 6 Favge. Okay, you have 3 Polearm Favge. You only have 1 R5 Claymore, and it's not even max level. Have you ever seen yourself using Claymore characters in this type of supportive manner?
I intended to play like that one Forbidden Razor team back then. I just couldn't get around to it, so I just didn't bother.
Forbidden Razor team. Let's see. All right, well, very cool roster. It seems pretty standard. Let's get into your builds. This is where things get a little spicy. I don't know how many characters you have, so we're about to find out right now. You have way more 5-stars than I thought you would have had. I know you as someone who finesses on Hu Tao mechanics. So seeing this roster of 5-stars is pretty substantial because there's a lot of variation of team comps that I didn't expect you to. Maybe you pulled on accident, or maybe, you know, you had some sort of enjoyment. You can also, you know, explain to me the reasoning why you have certain characters, because I just from my perspective, right? Like, I didn't expect you ever to have Ito leveled. I can see you having Ayaka. I guess Ito is probably the only character that is a different one, because everything else is somewhat related to like what the chef cooks up. You have Ayato leveled, you have Ayaka leveled. Also Wanderer, I guess maybe Wanderer also an oddball here. I can explain these two a little bit.
Ito, I got him way back during his first banner in 2.3. It was a pretty disastrous attempt because like I think it's still honestly the most disastrous banner run I've ever had because in 120 pulls, Goro came home once.
Oh, okay, wait, your Goro he's only level 60. Oh, you still don't have him C6.
Yep. His C5 was like from standard. The rest, yeah, C5 is from standard. C1 to 4 is from the last few times he got a rerun, but none of those constellations are from the very first one. I only got C0 by then.
Wow, that is pretty rough considering that for a character like Ito, Goro is one of his best buddies, and having him at C6 is a pretty important damage increase due to Mono Geo being basically the only team that Ito really thrives off of. Do you still use Ito even if you don't have C6 Goro, or?
I do actually. Not as much as the next person might, but I do actually use him quite a lot this Abyss. He matches up against side 1 pretty well, although the Cryora does get annoying. And he has more than enough DPS to clear it, even with Goro not being C6.
Okay. Alright, how about Wander?
Wander, he was more or less an accident. Way back. Listen, I'm sorry to every single Wanderer main chat. I rolled on his banner with the intent to get C6 Farzan because I still wanted to get Xiao later on. I knew for a fact she was a massive improvement for him. So I threw pulls in his banner because like, why not? Might as well. I don't even have Xiao anyway. And the motherfucker came home in the first 10 pull.
Damn! Okay. Well, that's unlucky. Nothing wrong with Wander, by the way, but definitely probably got in the way of what Schaufle wanted to achieve here. You want to explain the name that you chose for him?
It's the first thing that came to mind. Like, he pilots a mecha in the Sumeru War Conquest. What else could I name him? I don't know any Gundam pilots, so...
I see. Okay. That's totally fair. Is there any character that you're really passionate about? Because this video is essentially, it's about your account, right? So just as we've previously had reviews, want to understand the thought process behind why you choose characters or why you build characters, the sentiment behind characters, etc. Because everyone has a different reason. I'm already listening to how you operate and run the game, and you definitely have such a it's a very not casual approach. Like, you have a reason for almost everything that you do. So that's why I want to hear the whole story behind the 5 stars.
The very first one was Diluc, way back the beginner banner. Like, getting him from that was what actually got me hooked into playing Genshin long term.
Okay.
And not long after that, I was throwing pulls, not knowing how bad it was to build pity back then.
Oh!
And what I got for my second 5-star was Hu Tao.
Okay. You
was
were
not...
one of those, huh?
Yes, it was not even intentional.
Wow, okay. Well, W for Diluc, because he's the one that got you in this game, right? And got you to play, and got you doing as many Abyss clears as you've done. You were a naive soul. And I think that, probably a lot of people can relate to the fact that, we didn't really take things seriously with regards to building pity until it was over, right? Because usually people would expect like, oh, there's no way it would come back in the first 10 pull, first 20 pull, first 30 pull, until it does happen. And then you sit there and you're like, shit, well, that sucks.
It keeps getting me every single time.
What do you mean it keeps getting you? Happens more than once?
Do you see Eula there?
Oh.
So it ties into one of the other things that like some of the people, it was a particularly popular meme in the Jeffson chat back then.
Oh.
It was that I was a Hu Tao main who did not have a C6 Xingqiu, and I only had him C1 at the time. I got his first constellation on standard and another one on Hu Tao's banner, so he was only C1 by then.
Okay.
And when Eula's banner came along, I was like, huh, he has Xingqiu on his banner, and I have no pity since I just got Zhongli. And I only had 5 pulls anyway, since I was very fresh off Zhong. I had 5 pulls, I threw them there, I skipped the 4th one, her splash shot just blinded me in the face.
4 pulls, 0 pity, Eula! Did you learn your lesson after that?
Debatable.
Well, that's a pretty insane...
What happened to Wanderer was very much similar. Yeah, this is a recurring theme for my account. at this point because Xingqiu's constellations are among the most stubborn I've had to deal with.
Well, are you're surely C6 now? Yeah, okay, you're C6 now. All is well, right? You eventually got here.
Yeah, I got the first copy of him like March 4th, 2021. I got his C6 September 2022
That's not that bad. It's only
from the shop.
Oh.
Yeah, it could have been worse, I guess, but yeah, it was really rough, especially since Yelan dodged me the first time she came along, so I had to deal with this inferior Hydro app.
Gotcha. Is your Eula decently built?
Somewhat decent, but
Marshall,
I can't recall the last time I used her. She was quite useful for me in the 1.5 floor 11, though that was a very rough abyss for me.
Okay, so you don't recall the last time you used her, yet she has 4-piece Marshall Say, which is a more recent artifact setup. Is there a reason?
Mostly just I had the pieces lying around and might as well because I was not particularly proud of her previous build, and I figured, hey, I wasn't really about to use her without Farina anyway, so.
Okay. How are the stats? Oh, they're not that bad. The recharge. Okay, I think our standards for your account should be different because I definitely am coming into this with the full understanding that every single build that you have should at least have some recognizable recharge amount, because you're one of the heavy proponents that energy recharge up to a solid degree is way more important than any other stat. So I hope that's
Yeah, it's the old adage that ER is the best stat until it isn't.
Yeah, that's the problem with energy recharge. It is really a all or nothing kind of stat, because once you have too much of it, it is dead useless. But when you don't have enough of it, it is way too important.
I'm still surprised that you remember such trivial details. I don't know either, I just remember them.
All right, now let's get into a little bit of your build, shall we? We got a little bit of the history behind your stuff. Is there a direction that you want me to go with? Or we can also do, you have a set of builds that are your most proudest, and we leave those for last.
Oh, definitely. Without a doubt, the builds I'm proudest of is undoubtedly Hu Tao Nilan.
Hu Tao Nilan, okay. Where does Xiangling fall into that?
Oh, Xiangling's build is also really good, although I'm still a little on the fence about how recharge is faring, since it is quite pushing it.
Okay. All right. Well, I will let you decide then. Since I don't know if you have every single character built to the level that you would like. So maybe it's better that you give me builds that you want me to look at. Almost like, because we're doing a showcase for you, you get essentially free character reviews.
So, I guess we can start off with Raiden, actually.
Raiden Shogun, really?
Yeah.
Okay, your R3 Skyward Spine Raiden Shogun. Change.
I opted not to put catch on her because I do actually quite appreciate Skyward Spine's attack speed. Like, calc-wise, I'm pretty sure it doesn't perform too different from catch, as long as you actually use that attack speed to do her proper combos.
Okay.
And I find that doing the combo of 3 and 3C and 2C on catch, it's a bit of a stretch. If I miss timing even once, it just doesn't happen. But on Spine, it always happens. So
okay.
I prefer it for that.
We've got 4-piece emblem as standard. Wow, I'm actually surprised you don't have a single constellation for her.
Yeah, she was a particularly hard one to snag for me. Way back in 2.1, I did roll for her banner, but I got my first Gene instead.
You do crown her burst though. You do like her enough to give her a crown.
Oh yeah, Raiden Hyper is still one of my most favorite teams to play. And I don't have C6 Sara, so I just use Fischl as second Electro, and it's very nice to work with.
Do you plan on getting C2 later on, or is it not on your book?
If timing permits, then yes, absolutely. She did come along very recently, but the timing was just really bad.
So how's your build then? Skyward Spine does have, since you have R3, we do get free 12% crit rate from this weapon. Whoa, that is high crit rate.
Yeah.
Oh shit, okay, 90.9%. I mean, this is including obviously Skyward Spine, but definitely it's really unusual for me to see above 90% crit on any single Raiden Shogun build. Most of the time I would be seeing about 70 to 75%. Now, keep in mind that if you're using the catch's crit rate doesn't show up, but it's basically equivalent to the Skyward Spine in terms of that if you have like the equal refinement. But the Skyward Spine's buff does show up. This build technically is 78%. It's actually kind of like deceiving slightly. There is 12% built into here because it does show up. How are the total artifact stats? 73. Okay, this is pretty well built. This is okay. All right, Mr. Schaufle. Your timepieces, your off piece. Skyward Spine is one of those weapons that has a very low energy recharge secondary stat. So in order for you to achieve 250%, I'm pretty sure you have to run ER main stat. And it looks like from the stat page that you are. Your sands on off piece is okay. I mean, that's not like crazy, right? But that's a really solid piece. Do you refresh at all for your artifacts, or are you purely just natural?
Very rarely I do one or two. I only do refreshes when I'm absolutely trying to speedrun boss mats for a character I'm leveling up, but never for artifacts. I just never saw the worth for them.
That is completely fair. Yes, it is a massive waste of money to refresh resin. Definitely have not done that almost every single day. Yeah, definitely. Yes. Anyways.
Aware.
Okay. Pretty solid piece. 621.11. Feather 12, 14, 11. Decent rolls. Goblet. Wow. Aren't you a special frog? Electro on set. 40 CV, huh?
I got no comment on that one. Just took it.
No comment. You usually have so much to say about your lovely build, and you happen to have no comment about. Nice piece.
Listen, I just rolled it out of frustration because like it was the only thing I got from Strongbox that was worth rolling, and then rolled into that. So I was like, okay, sure.
Seems like the Strongbox treats you pretty well. Okay, pretty decent stats. Not the
I know
most
for a fact.
insane. Sorry.
Yeah.
Interrupting.
I know for a fact Ryspira hates me for that.
Yeah. I mean, you know, the funny thing is, looking at your entire build, right? Your goblet is the best piece on your build. The off-piece timepiece is better in terms of CV, but it is an off-piece, so it doesn't count. Onset is definitely much more valuable. This one is fine. It just has a flat attack roll, and it's also low roll on crit damage. And then Feather is... This one's probably stat value better, right? Because we've got a 4-line, and it's 40 CV with 11 attack. So it's 50% SV. Which is pretty nice. And then here we got a flat defense roll, but overall pretty solid artifacts. Nothing to change here. Who's next?
I guess I would say Xingqiu.
Xingqiu! The most difficult 4-star for you to get because you are a Hu Tao. Oh, I see that as a PJC on your Xingqiu. We've got an R1 Jade Cutter, a 4-piece emblem build, of course. Constellation 6, congrats. Double crowned. When'd you do this one?
I double crowned in the moment I got a C6.
Were you always planning to do that?
100%.
Wow. Okay.
Because back then, like, if you didn't have C2 Yelan, then he's basically a mainstay for Hu Tao team, especially back before Yelan even existed. So, considering how much he's actually done for my account, I just figured it was worth it.
Okay, so it's more of like the value brings you to your account, less so like how much you like the character. Does how much you like the character affect anything like this or not?
Oh, of course. But the other thing is, I also take into account just how often I use said character and how much do I like them. It's all equal in terms of sway over my eventual decision, because you can see, like, I've long had Ito the mats to triple crown Ito, but I've held off on going past 999 on him because I just don't use him that often. So I figured maybe if I get Red Horn later on, maybe if I get Goro C6 at long last later on, then perhaps, yeah.
I see. Okay, that's pretty fair. So you're pretty that's a pretty balanced decision making. So it seems that like there is roughly equal weight for the amount that you use a character versus how much you like the character, because you said, like, you know, with your Ito, because you don't have C6 Goro, and when he first came out you only got 1 copy of him, yet I still see that you're 999, which is pretty high investment for Ito. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
All right, how's the build looking? It looks like pretty low attack. Probably no attack main stat because you're needing to run ER main stat with Jade Cutter. 85, 201, 198 recharge. Wow, that's very stat heavy. Okay, boys. These are some pretty juiced stats. Wow. Artifacts are plus 36 crit, plus 150 crit damage, and plus 78.4% recharge. This is a lot of recharge. More recharge than your Red Shogun has. So you definitely got main stat, and then we've also got additional 27% in terms of substats, which is a fairly nice amount. That's at least 1 substat per piece. We've got a total of 223% CV total. Off piece. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, that's a nice off piece. All right. That's a huge amount of... That's actually probably perfect for your Xingqiu, because Xingqiu running J Cutter means you get free 44% crit rate. So you have to cap your crit rate pretty low in terms of just raw stats. So for yours, you only have plus 36%. Feather, we've got a 13, 14, 19. Okay, pretty good build. Considering that you're not using this on Xiangling, I assume that she's probably got an equal or better piece than that. Timepiece. So this is the first energy recharge timepiece on set that I'm gonna see. Wow, must be nice. Pretty good.
Yeah, it does feel quite good, yeah.
Shut the... What do you mean it does feel quite good? This guy! What do you mean it does feel quite good? Ain't no way, dude. So Schaufle did link me this. He wants me to show you guys this. What does this mean? Can you explain to me? I actually don't really understand what this means.
I mean, it's self-explanatory. Goro was absolutely took till the end of my rope to get him.
Wait, so what does this score mean then?
Let's see. Let me check. It's some time on that Moe. I think it's rarity.
Oh, it's just rarity? Okay, because I thought this meant you got 4 Goros and 120 pulls. But I'm guessing this means that it took you 120 pulls to get 1 Goro.
Yeah, and it's also the 10 and the blank star. It means it's absolute hard pity guaranteed.
Maybe you'll get luckier next time. Or maybe all your luck went into your artifacts. You ever thought about that one?
I rolled that timepiece a year ago. If it's still affected me ever since, then
wow,
I'll throw it then, I guess.
A year ago, huh? You got this timepiece 1 year ago. Damn, that must be pretty nice to not have to go 2 years after Inazuma's release when the piece goes into Stromos and still suffer. All right, memes aside, let's continue. Hydro damage. Ooh, this one definitely could still have an improvement, but it is on set.
Yeah.
Maybe one day you get an Ayaka style piece with max crit damage, max attack percent, max recharge. Because you definitely don't need crit rate. I mean, you could still use crit rate, right? Like you're not at 90%. You could still squeeze in 1 or 2 rolls without being overcapped. So there's room for improvement on this piece. And then the mask, you're not using this on. Wow, I'm very curious if this is on your Xingqiu, what is on your Yelan? Because this is so high in stat value for Yelan, right? So this is a 4-line with 3 good rolls in a crit rate and also 2 max rolls into HP.
Yeah, the problem with Yelan's is just the crit rate. Even if I wanted to, I couldn't run this mask.
That makes that seems to imply that because you were on Aqua Simulacra, you were essentially forced to run crit rate main stat, which probably makes sense. Okay, cool. All right, next character. Who else?
I guess Fischl actually. I am quite proud of her build.
Okay, Fischl I kind of like because a lot of people. Actually, no, I think she's a fairly common. For some reason, I feel like Fischl is not really memorable when it comes to builds because she's not like a lot of people's like favorite character. But for TCers, I understand that you guys love Fischl a lot because she does so much for any Electro-related team. So let's take a look. Skyward Harp R1, 4-piece Golden Troop, okay, her new best in slot. Constellation 6, and oh, you crowned her E!
Yep.
This is, you told me when we were discussing when to do your review that your review would be boring. But I don't think this is boring because I feel like there's very few people who would actually crown Fischl. Even if she's a really good character, I feel like there's very few. Because she's a 4-star and she's never like the star of the show. She's not the one that snapshot or screenshots a big chunk of damage, or she's not like the hyper carry of the team. And you don't ever see like big numbers from her because her damage is so consistent, but she does do a shit ton of damage with, which one is it? A4 or A1?
A4.
Yeah. All right. Your overall build is, well, that's very, very good for official. But you don't have Elemental Mastery. Is this because you don't use her with Dendro-related teams?
I mean, if I do use her in Dendro teams, I do have Nahida, so it can just fix it by itself and still fine.
I see. That's perfectly fair. Fairly solid stats. What are our 52? What? Wait, that's actually really good for Golden. That is actually very good for Golden True. Okay. Your timepiece is Pain.
Yes. I've had really poor luck with this domain so far, and you just see that if Farina's next, you just see that with her.
I see. Okay. Well, at least you know my pain because I, for the life of me, cannot roll timepieces on any of the sets. So that's all good.
Yeah.
Respectable. This is pretty good piece. We got 30 CV here with 15 attack, so it's 45 stat value. Pretty solid. Feather 724, 5%, pretty good. Crit damage just low rolled, could have been 27%, but it's just just nitpicking here. We saw the timepiece. So you have the luxury of having a 40 CV attack goblet that's 4-line, it rolled into HP percent, while also having an electro on set. So even if you didn't have that, you could still use this on your Raiden Shogun.
Yeah.
You think you're cool?
Do I?
You don't have to answer that question. You are pretty self-loathing, so I'm not. You should not answer. All right, moving. Oh, okay. You have some good masks, buddy. We saw your Xing Qiu's mask, and your Golden Troop mask is literally the same thing.
I wish trickled down at the crit rate masks though, because look at the 2 ones I have, they're complete dog shit.
Well, I mean, at least you do have some god roll masks. This is pretty juicy, right? We got 30.6 crit rate, got 3 really good rolls there. We also got 2 rolls in attack percent, so 4-line. Total stat from this and subsets is 45%, which is juice. Very nice. Those of you who are watching who don't know what that means, by the way, stat value is a term that, I guess, not me, but like stat value is essentially the combination of crit value and all other additional stats that are useful. So in this way, in this case, it'd be crit rate times 2 plus attack plus recharge, which is about 45%. Just giving you a little bit of context for that when I'm saying these things. Anyways, okay. All right, moving on, next character.
I guess Startag, honestly.
Aha, Tartag. All right, the first character that we are seeing mentioned of in the national team. Oh, where is he? I am blind. All right, we got Tartag because we haven't gone through Cosmo, haven't gone through Shelly, haven't gone through Bennett yet. What's your Tartag like? He's got Polar Star. He's got, oh, this is a generic two-piece build. Okay.
Yeah, I've had really poor luck with any of the 4 sets that were good on him, and since 2-piece just isn't that far behind, even assuming the most optimistic and with equal substats, just figured, why not?
Okay, totally fair. Wow, he's double crowned. I don't actually know how often you use national team, but double crowning Tartag is also pretty rare. Tell us about this one.
It's quite simple. I do use national a lot. Well, I used to use. I used to play a lot more often than I used to, but more or less now, I mainly played if I wanted to do a speed run.
Oh, I see. So you kind of needed to max out his talent values to gain the most damage output.
Pretty much, and the ELs just leveled it for more damage because why not? Burst, it was the first one I crowned because the faster your team goes, the more his damage output just goes into his burst instead of his E, so...
Oh, okay. Let's see. All right, pretty fair. How were your stats with Polar Star? Oh, pretty good build. Okay. Got a little bit of Elemental Mastery substat. 8210 is pretty solid for Tartag. 42 157. This is pretty strong. Probably one of your strongest CV sets, right? This is closing in on how much? 240%? Yeah, 240% is pretty high for your builds. We've got a 11 20 23, pretty good. I got 728. Okay, both of these are 40 CV. Excuse me. Talk to me about this one.
I can explain. I rolled that on a whim because I was absolutely having a bad day at the Crimson Strongbox. And when that rolled the way it did, I wanted to yeet my monitor out my window.
Why?
Because
you don't need it.
In Crimson Witch, the one you're looking for in terms of like, I don't have Yoimiya, I don't have Klee. If I'm strongboxing Crimson Witch, I was looking for an EM main stat and it's not an attack one.
Suffering from success. It is what it is. Yeah, I was gonna say, that would be... You don't have the characters that can use it. You have literally no one.
Yeah, and I don't like either the playstyles either, so it just wasn't happening.
And yes, chat, I do see that Diluc is on the screen here, but as Schaufle has mentioned, he literally does not use Diluc anymore. It's only for the early stages of the game.
Yeah, his talents are leveled and he did get like some leftover Crimson pieces, but for the most part, this build's been transferred over to Gaming.
Gaming! Oh, well, Gaming will still use EM, so you're definitely not using the attack percent.
Yeah, definitely.
Alright, well, that's Sag then. This is unfortunately a, in your terms, a Spooga Dead piece.
Yes.
Is that the emote, or is it Spoo Dead?
Spooga Dead, yeah, that's the one.
God, actual deranged, actual brain damage. Anyways, alright. Goblet is this... Oh, that's on... I double clicked. Okay, I was about to trip shit out because I was like, wait, there's no way you have HP percent. Then I realized that it was equipped by Zhongli, so that means I double clicked it on accident. Higher damage bonus Goblet, crit damage, EM recharge, lacking a crit rate roll, but otherwise it's fairly solid. It's like decent. This is a 3-line piece. Yeah, 3-line, 2-1-1. Okay. And then the mask, you really have the same type of crit damage masks on all your characters. Like every single one has been the same layout of EM or recharge, starts with E here, attack or HP here, and then crit rate at 13 point something. Every single one that I've seen has been the stat.
Listen, cut me some slack. That piece is very old. I got it way back in 2.0.
Yeah, I understand. Noblesse is definitely an old set that most of us now will never farm ever. We just use the old pieces that we farmed. For how long? How long did we farm for Noblesse, chat? It was before Emblem came out. And so it took us 8 to 9 months of just only that domain before Emblem came out. All right, what's next?
I'd say Bennett, yeah. I am pretty proud of this build.
Okay, Bennett. And if you're doing a tar tag into a Bennett, you know I'm gonna ask for a Kazuha. Well, your Kazuha's probably gonna be pretty quick because Kazuha's pretty one-dimensional in the way that he builds.
Yeah.
And then we're going to get to Xiangling eventually, so it's all good.
Yep.
All right, Aquila Vavonia, using this because high base attack. That is pretty standard. Between Aquila Vavonia, there's also Mistsplitter. Both of those are the exact same base attack. We have 4-piece Noblesse, pretty standard for him. He is C6, and he is crowned. Crown burst. I expected this. I don't think I mean, you could explain to me, but I don't think this is expected for.
I mean, crowning Bennett's burst. It was just a why not that rate, considering how often I use him.
Do you have a temporary instructors set for him?
I do not. I do have one on Toma, but not Bennett. Okay. I just couldn't be asked to switch.
Got it. All right. This is a You know what I'm really surprised about? You have 253.6% recharge without an ER weapon. So if we did switch this to an ER weapon, you have a Favge. If I just switch this temporarily, just so we see it, 314.9%.
Oh, you should look at Goro next, honestly.
Okay, we should take a look. Yeah, because definitely you're the type of person that I would expect to, like, you know, go there's recharge thresholds that are theory crafted, but like I think like you would be the one to try to achieve those in a real build. What do we got here? What do we got for artifact details? Plus 126.9% recharge. So with an ER timepiece main stat, which is 51%, there remains 75% across 4 other pieces. That's a lot. All right, what do you got? Well, I mean, yeah, that's I guess that's useful for him. I mean, it was perfect until it wasn't perfect, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Feather, 17.5% recharge. There's also some HP percent for his healing. We got energy recharge. What the f?
Oh, the timepiece? Yeah, it just, I don't know what happened there.
Would you consider using this on an EM-based character in the future? Just curious.
I actually did consider, like, if I ever get Freedom Sword on Kazuha, or when I do get it and it's not in the Baron that just has a very, very bad timing, then yeah, it's genuinely something I might consider using on him.
Because that is a juicy and healthy amount of EM that doesn't sacrifice from an EM timepiece build, because you're only losing like what, like 85, considering. So it's like 60% of the timepiece value, which is pretty insane, all things considered.
Chat, I don't know anything. Do not sus.
Definitely don't know anything, huh? Definitely did not mention that when you pick up some certain weapon. Oh yeah, sure. HP Goblet for the healing, 17.5% recharge, and then, oh, I mean that rolled pretty well. Okay.
Yeah, there's also a bit of backstory with this sort of build, because like I've had a healer Bennett way longer than when it was actually a recommended build.
So what are you trying to say? You knew before everyone did.
I would say so, yeah.
Okay. All right, I'll give it to you. You trusted your instinct. You did the calculations. You're like, you know what? This Bennett build actually kind of true.
If you want to know the real reason, though, it's so much more mundane. I just got sick of Xiangling being one-shot so easily.
That is a fair reason. But I assume that you fixed your skill at some point, right? With that one?
Yeah. It just stopped happening unless the enemy attack patterns are just very garbage, so...
Okay, Bennett's finished. Let's go to your Kazuha. Really quick. We don't need to do much for this one. Kazuha's pretty standard build. You have a Xlice R3 with 992 elemental mastery. You have 40 iridescent on him. You do have C2. Wait, Okay. Is this intentional?
Yes, that was intentional. I got C2 partially for international because I do play a team a lot and it's a very significant DPS increase.
Okay.
But partly because it was also key to boosting my Hu Tao's damage in the team I played at the time, which was Hu Tao Kazuha Singcho Thoma.
Oh, I was gonna ask, like, I wouldn't have expected you to do this unless it like would have benefited your Hu Tao, but you did use a Toma Kazuha team for Hu Tao.
For my 2 cents though, I honestly can't recommend this to most people. It's a very, very overrated constellation. It's not even tangible like at all if you're not running a Vape team or a Melt team.
You heard it from Schaufle. C2 Kazuha is overrated and not actually worth most people's money.
I'll get back with this 100%, but like that's always something I've been 100% aware of and will justify.
We got a meme. Got a meme for the YouTube vlogs. Schaufle does 100 abyss clears each cycle because bored. Average Genshin player has to try hard. That's very respectable. Yeah, I don't know. I still think it is mental illness because personally, you probably have a bunch of free time and I totally respect that. But I'm glad that now you've definitely decreased it a lot. So, all right, artifacts, EM. No surprise there. How much recharge do you have? 149. Okay. 149. Xlice will give you 0.54 for R3, not R5. So you're at about 203%, which is pretty fair. And you transfer 15%-ish to your teammates, which is nice. Who's next?
Okay, so if you want to move to the ones that I'm actually proud of a lot, then undoubtedly let's start with Ayaka.
Ayaka. Mist Splitter R1. 4-piece Blizzard Strider C0. Triple crowned. First one that we've seen, I believe.
Yeah.
I didn't look at your Kazuha's talent levels. Oh, level 8. Even his normal attack. Is there a reason why his normal attack is 8?
It's a common mistake people have that they only level his E and his burst, but not his auto. But the plunge that he does after using his E, it does count the auto multiplier, so it's actually equal with the E.
I believe this is in my Kazuha guide. I was just curious why you would, because I didn't think that it would matter for you. But it makes sense. Stat-wise, so how much recharge does Schaufle's Ayaka have? Is it A, 120, B, 130, C, 140, or D, higher than all of those?
Okay, it's not that high, so that is on the top one.
131.7. Okay, that's still pretty solid. Now here's what I noticed. Your attack percent is not enough to be attack main stat circlet, but it's also way higher than a usual just attack main stat timepiece. Your crit damage is lower than what I expect for a crit damage main stat circlet. So what do you have? 39 to 129. Okay. Circlet first. Okay. Oh, that's actually quite nice. Oh, you rolled really well on this. 10 crit rate, 16 recharge. That's juice. That's exactly what you would want for Ayaka. Okay. A flower. 921.9. That is a 4-line. That is an insane piece. That is juiced. Very lovely. 50 stat value, 40 CV. Feather. Oh, okay. These are actually pretty juiced. 3.9, 21, 14, 5. CV on this is 28, and the stat value is 50%. What's your off piece? Your goblet. Okay, what's your timepiece? This one you could still improve.
Oh, yeah.
This one you could still improve.
Yeah, I've been strongboxing Blizzard Strayer for the last few months now, and I just haven't had any luck with replacing that god awful Sans she has. But she did have something worse before that.
Okay. Well, that being said, you still got how much from this? Because if you got a max roll crit rate of 3.9 and you traded the flat defense roll for crit damage and your crit damage high rolled, I get you having a 3.9 and then a 21 to 27 crit damage piece with the same amount of recharge. That's obviously the most optimal setup, but that would give you still like 10 to 17% more crit damage for your build. It's essentially free once you get it. And then your goblet. That HP roll is really sad, by the way.
Yeah, I wish it was ER.
Yeah, this could have been the most perfect goblet off piece because it is 4-line. It's got really good rolls. It's 35 CV. It's 11 attack. HP percentage is unlucky. Okay,
I'm sorry, Slip.
Very impressive build. You have 10% attack, 14 for 25% attack, and then 11% for 35% attack. So you have 35% attack from substats. Very, very nice build. Very impressive. Only one thing that you could really improve, and that is your timepiece.
Yeah, it's a timepiece. I guess also my second triple crown ever.
Second triple crown ever.
Yeah, I've only triple
your
crowned
first?
like 3 people so far,
Okay.
and the first 2 were within the first year, and then the third one is just Wanderer.
Okay,
It took
so
me that long.
you triple. Did I not check this? I don't think we actually went over his build.
Oh yeah.
Okay, we're done with Iger. Can you just explain this real quick?
Normally I would have just crowned his normals and his E, but I did roll for his C2 during his rerun, which made his burst actually valuable for once.
Do you use him a lot? Oh my god.
Relatively often, yeah. I do enjoy him quite a bit.
Whoa, that's unexpected. Hold on. I did not expect you to enjoy Wander. You have a 4-piece Desert Pavilion Chronicle. All right, this is mandatory. I gotta take a look at this build. C2, you do have a signature weapon as well. Okay, wait a minute. You actually have insane CV for Desert Pavilion.
Absolutely not.
What? You do? What do you mean you don't?
I don't.
You have 230 CV per Desert Pavilion. No one farms a set. What do you mean?
I know at least one person, so that's just a lie.
What ping do you have? Oh, wait. This is not echoes. I'm trolling. Never mind. Ignore that.
I do not have that set, don't worry.
You don't need ER?
It is still valuable, but like I can just burst every other rotation and it's basically fine.
Okay. All right. What do you got here? Okay. 4-line dead HP roll. Unlucky. Okay. Pretty talented. Nice. 42.8. Okay. Another 40 CV piece. Pretty talented. Yeah, nice piece.
The sense is a yikes. I'm not even gonna hide it.
Do you plan on improving this in the future?
Hopefully, when it comes to strong box.
Yeah, I was
because that's
gonna
the
say,
only
like,
time
you
I'll come back to this.
This is the only relatable piece that I've actually seen besides. I mean, every single relatable piece that I've seen has been your timepiece, because we have Ayaka's Blizzard timepiece, which is like 5.411, right? And then we have this one, which is just 20% defense and like the most awful crit rate rolls. So you know, yeah, you still got some improvements there.
It's a recurring theme. I do not roll these pretty well.
It's okay. You know someone else who also has really shit luck with timepieces?
I mean, I'm talking to them right now.
Okay, buddy. Yeah, well, he's so sassy, bro. Okay. All right, what's the goblet? Oh wait, I already saw the goblet. Mask? Not bad. Not bad. If it were me, I wouldn't try to change this. You probably will only change this as a collateral when you're strongboxing the timepiece. Probably that's the only time. Otherwise, you'll just probably keep it as it is. Are you proud of your Xiangling build?
Quite a bit, but not because I intentionally did so. It's more just a byproduct of farming for my Raiden Andilon.
Scarlet Sands R1. 4-piece emblem. C6, of course. Crowned Pyronado. All right. You can crown her. It's fine. You can crown her, bro. She does do a lot of damage. We know that. All right, Scarlet Sands has 44 crit rate. So we're looking for probably 80 to 90 crit, 200 crit damage, and 200 recharge in the most optimal setting. Okay. Maybe I set the bar a little too high. 77.5 crit rate, 175 crit damage, and 177 recharge. This recharge is still very hard to get because
Yeah.
you don't have with Scarlet Sands.
Yeah, she's on the EM timepiece, and Cyphos is doing a lot of heavy lifting in that regard. So, in terms of improvements, I do still wish her ER is a bit higher than that.
Okay. Still room to improve, but the CV on the pieces is it's okay. It's there. We do have ER timepiece, and we do have looks like just one substat, right? But we do have a massive amount of EM, 2.5 3 substats, because they're probably low rolls. All right, so what do we got? We've got 5, 13, 4, 6. This is such a weird piece. It's really good, but just a weird looking piece.
Yeah.
Yeah. The CV on this is 25, and the stat value is about 46%. I feel like you could have gotten a lot more stats though, because there are pretty like mid to low rolls on this, right? Crit rate could have been 7%. Crit damage could have been 14%. Recharge is on the lower side. Like we could have been average 6, could have been 18%. They're just unlucky rolls. All good. feather, 622. You're not using this on Yelan.
It used to be your base, but like now it isn't.
Because this is a 4-line perfect piece for Yelan, right? It has every single stat distribution that you would want. It has decent rolls, right? It's, what is this? 50, 55? It would have been 55 for Yelan, but because it's on Xiangling and she doesn't use HP percent, it's only 45. Unlucky. Smoke. Timepiece. That is such a chef piece. That is such a chef piece. I would not accept this piece on my Xiangling if it were me.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the weird thing. It's not even bad. It's ugly.
Yeah, because it's got decent attack rolls, it's got crit damage roll. It's only 3-line though, right? So we're looking at what, 40% stat. Goblet. You know, I see how much HP percent, and like I know it's pyro damage bonus. I'm just imagining these pieces on Yelan. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Oh, that's actually pretty good for her. We've got a max roll attack, we've got max roll crit rate, we've got 2 recharge rolls, and we got 1 EM roll. So it is a 4-line start. It's literally perfect for her. Only thing is, unfortunately, it's slightly low on the recharge, but not too low. The total stat on this is what? 5? 22 44 EM is about 12%. So 5, 12, 17, 33 plus so 47%. It's a really good mask. Really good mask. Really good mask. All right, between your Yelan and your Hu Tao, Yelan first, because we saved your crown jewel for last, right? You literally have a profile for Hu Tao.
This is quite ironic, but Hu Tao is not in fact my best build. She's very much my main. She's my favorite character in the game, but unfortunately her build is just not what I wanted it to be.
But you're still working on it.
Yeah, the best build unit in my account, it's 100% Yelan.
Oh, so this is your best character. Hold on. Given that, let's first check out your Hu Tao then. Staff of Homa R1, 4-piece Crimson Witch, C1, Triple Crown. This is expected. You don't need to explain anything. There's no reason why this would not be Triple Crown. 76, 235. That's still pretty good. That's still pretty good. I mean, your HP is 29k, your EM is 238 with Staff of Homa. You have Pyro Goblet, you have 10% recharge. It's not really necessary. 76 crit, at least you have good crit rate. You know, it's better than me seeing like a 60% crit and a 260 crit damage.
Yeah, I'm particularly proud of that.
Yeah. Artifact details. Ooh, very, very beautiful distribution here. 7180. The total CV on this is 221%. So it is lower than the builds that we've seen before, but still really strong. Overall pieces, 10, 10, 20. I mean, that's still nice, right? We got a 50% here. 6, 14, 10, 35. It just looks weird. Oh, wait, no, that's 14 crit rate. That's a pretty good piece. It just low rolled on the crit damage. It's not that bad, right? You still got 30, what is this? 34 CV with 10 HP, 35 EM. This is probably your highest stat piece, I'm guessing then, because it's 51 to 52%. Yeah, I think it's
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's your highest statted piece, highest rolled piece. But it's definitely 4-line with 3 rolls crit rate, 1 roll HP, 1 roll EM. Timepiece.
Yeah.
That's just unlucky.
Recurring curse.
That's just unlucky. It's okay. I feel your pain on this. Crit rate is unfortunately pretty low rolled. The crit damage is also relatively low rolled, and it's also 3-line, and it's also flat defense, and it's a smooge piece overall. All right, Goblet. Wait, what is your off piece? Your off piece is your mask.
Yeah.
Pyro Goblet. Okay. Oh, okay. You have a really good Goblet at least. I can be proud of that. 721, 1016. Yeah, it's juiced. I mean, that's like picture perfect 3-line piece, right?
Yeah, I wish that last roll went into either EM or crit rate instead of energy recharge, though.
Yeah, ER is unfortunately dead roll for Hu Tao. But on set, it's kind of hard for you to improve this. Like,
yes.
Like it's really hard for you to improve this because the only way you improve this is you get an identical piece and then you have to roll all perfect. You have to roll 4 out of 4 on the stats that you want, or you get a 4-line with the same stats and then you unicorn roll it. But those both cases are pretty unlikely to happen. And like, I don't know how many Crimson Witch pieces that you're farming anymore, but yeah.
I don't even strongbox it anymore.
But congrats, beautiful piece. Okay, we gotta acknowledge that this piece is really good, and a lot of people would literally lick the floor for this. Okay. Oh, interesting. That is not the mask I expect you to have for an off piece. It's unironically not that much better than your onset pieces, right? Yeah, because this is 50 stat. This is 50 stat. This is, I mean, that's your curse. This is good. Do you really not have a better piece than your curse? You really have a crit rate curse then. You don't have. You sure?
Yeah, yeah, pretty much. Even
Jesus.
yeah, even now the Marital farm has not been going well for me. It's been well over 6 months, and I've just barely matched my Crimson Belt's quality.
Oh, okay. Well, this piece I think is probably worse for your Hu Tao because I think you have enough elemental mastery and the HP percent. If you lack the 15% HP, I think your Hu Tao goes to like 26k or something, which is not the most optimal. And this is probably, oh man, 10% HP versus 65 EM. I feel like the comparison here is like 1%.
Yeah, it's definitely an optimizer moment, but I do just personally prefer the more HP one. Since she is really lacking that department. She's on Homo, but doesn't even break 30.
Yeah, I'm thinking to myself that like if you did not have an HP problem, 100% you would use this over it, right? Because the 65 EM, even though it's diminishing past 300, it's still, I think, a higher damage increase than the 10% HP is. Yeah, I'm gonna keep on checking these because like maybe you have a unicorn piece. Actually, instead of doing this, maybe we should do HP percentage. Just to prioritize that instead.
Surely
no, that's
R5
worse.
Homo just for the HP. I 100% would if I could.
Wow, your masks are, oh dear, that really is all you got. Wow, that's all you got. That's your best, your second best piece is this one. It's so weird seeing that your crit damage masks are this lacking, and like we saw 3 crit damage main stat masks, all with like 13 crit rate and like 10 to 15 of the relevant stat. That's kind of crazy. Okay.
Those circlets you saw, they're basically the best I have already. It just goes down from there.
Still very impressive and very respectable. Yeah, good build. Okay, your best build. Yelan. Aqua Simulacra, 4-piece emblem. Oh, you did go C2. Okay. Double crowned. Okay. Hey, your build's actually really good. You actually have recharge, unlike half of the Yelans on Aqua Simulacra that I've seen.
Yeah, it's that aspect of her build that I'm particularly proud of the most. It's 182 recharge without running any ER weapon or ER sands.
Without ER sands.
Without.
182% without ER sands. I totally thought you ran ER sands for that. Okay. All right, we definitely gotta see then. So just off of seeing this, that means you had the privilege of still running HP timepiece, Hydro Gala, and then crit. And then you had a lot of ER substats to compensate for it. Because otherwise I would have immediately implied that it was ER Hydro HP. And you went crit on substats, but it's not that. Because your HP is much higher with this recharge than would expect for an Aqua build. Because Aqua build usually sacrifices 1 out of 2 stats. It's either recharge or HP. Like if people go recharge, high recharge, and they're lacking HP. If people have high HP, then lacking recharge. Because it's the timepiece that swaps out. Okay, well, how did you do this? Let's see. You've got 200% CV here. We've got a, oh, wow. That's 54% stat for her on that flower. 45.1 CV. Because it double high rolled crit damage, and then 3.3 average crit rate with a 9% recharge. Man, imagine if that recharge wasn't double mineral. It's 4.5 twice. XD. Yeah. Okay, you got a really nice piece here. That's your off piece. Feather. Holy shit. Wait, you actually have a cracked out Yelan build. 28 CV, 20 recharge, 5 HP. This stat value is also 52 to 53%. What the f? Wait, how did you went 1-1, 3 rolls of recharge. No, two rolls? No, it has to be 3 rolls because 2 rolls max is 6.5 by 3, which is lower than this. So you actually low rolled your recharge here, right?
Yeah.
Oh my god, you averaged a 5.2 for your recharge when the lowest roll is 4.5 and the max was 6.5. Okay, so you had 2 pieces here that suffered from low recharge rolls, but these are still insane pieces. All right, timepiece. More relatable. I like that.
Yeah.
I like relatability. Because you know what? You can't have everything. And I just want you to I just want to remind you that you can't have anything, okay? Flat HP roll, low roll crit damage, but it's still good. You still have the recharge here. The CV here is 32%. and the stat value is 38%. So it's under 40%, but you got 250%. Okay. Goblet is on set. Oh,
Yeah.
I see.
Yep.
That's a smudge.
It's quite disappointing, but like, considering it still fit my needs quite well, I just never bothered to change it.
Damn. I see this piece. It was a 4-line. It was literally perfect, but you just had 2 flat HP rolls. Man, this could have been a 10 crit rate, 20 crit damage, 11 recharge build. It would have been a most beautiful, another 50 CVP, another 50 stat value piece, but okay. I kind of wanted you to get this perfect because like, I feel like your Yelan has what it takes to be one of the best, right?
Yeah.
With the stats that it has. It totally has what it takes to be one of the best. All right, what do you got for mask then? That's unfortunate. It's good, but it's just unfortunate because
Yeah. Low rolls.
it's
Plenty.
it's just low roll city, right? We've got the crit damage is 13 and wait, so let me see. It's 2 rolls HP, 2 rolls recharge, 1 roll crit damage, and we have crit damage is 13.2 out of 14 possible, or 14% is like average. Max is like 15.5. Recharge is low roll again because it could have been 18%, but it's 16%. HP is not bad. HP is okay. It's like fine. So what are you missing then in terms of your stats? We've got 1 flat HP roll here for sure. 2 flat HP rolls here for sure. But overall, your build is almost zero wasted stat. The flat attack here and the EM here are wasted stat, but everything else is fairly useful for her. It's a very well optimized build. If we went for perfection, you could have grabbed 2% more recharge, 3% more recharge, 0, 0, 2% recharge. So like if you had better rolls on recharge, you could have been 7% more, almost 190%. Okay, this is definitely your best build though. Very impressive build. You have a lot of stat value from this build. 50%, 50%, 40%. I want this to be 50% so bad, but it's just so smudge. It's just unfortunate it's a 40%. And then this one is 43%. Yeah, so very nice. Is your Farina not that good? You didn't ask me to review for your Farina.
I'm not particularly proud of her build. It's functional. Like it is functional. I'd give it that, but the pieces are very, very smudge.
Okay, I'm gonna check it out. Splendor, 4-piece. Oh, you see 2 turn. Oh, you double crown her. Oh, look at that. Okay.
Yeah, I skipped 4.0 and 4.1 for Farina.
This build is not bad. Are you ashamed of this build? It's not bad.
It's funny how the pieces rolled.
Oh, so you had good pieces that went smudge?
Yeah, it's also yet another build plagued by low rolls.
Okay. Let's check it out real quick. This will be the last one. 629.10. This is good. Is it not?
Yeah, the flower's my best one on this build.
Oh, okay. Because I was gonna say this is 50% again. I can't tell if you're trolling me or something. All right. Feather is also not bad, right? It's just a 3-line piece. Timepiece has no crit rate. Oh, the reach is pretty low roll. That is almost as low as it can be. Oh, well, that's actually not bad. 22 reach or 15 crit damage. That's still fine.
Yeah, I kept that for Mona way back when, but now when Farina came along and I figured out, hey, this actually fits her build quite nicely, so I just kept it. And this one is, yeah.
That mask is that's a saddy.
Yeah, it's the weakest link.
I'm actually quite impressed with your build. You actually built a lot more characters than I expected because I just know you as the Hu Tao gamer, you know?
Yeah, of every one of all those units who are level 90, the only one who isn't really built is the Luke.
You know? That's because you probably put his pieces on someone else. He served you a good purpose at the beginning of the game, and then he got benched. That's fine.
Yeah.
I think we spent a very healthy amount of time going over your characters. I think they were... I can't believe I have to see this 2 hours into my stream. All right, we're just gonna move past. And for all the YouTube frogs who have watched to this degree, I guess it is fair for you to type this as a YouTube comment. Whether you understand it or not is not the point. In fact, no one understands what this is. When you ask, what is this term, spooga? All people say is that spooga is spooga, and you are left with more questions than you started with. All right, Schaufle, it's your account. What would you like me to test out, if anything? I am going to do a Hu Tao composition, and we're gonna go into 412 here. You can tell me what you want to do. You don't have to do Hu Tao right away. It's up to you.
For side one of my favorite teams to run is Raiden Hyper.
Oh, Raiden Hyper.
Raiden, Kazuha, Fischl, then Bennett.
Raiden, Kazuha, Fischl, then Bennett. Second half?
Second half is just my favorite team to run for the entire second side. It's Hu Tao, Shan Yun, Furina, and Yalan.
Hu Tao, Shen Yun, Furina, Yalan, Shen Yun. Okay, so the reason why I do this is because I usually put the healer on the 4th slot.
Yeah.
You know, the funny thing is, I believe this is actually my first time using a Yalan Furina combo. Because usually, for Furina team comp, she was typically solo Hydro, I think in most of my showcases. We didn't mention double Hydro, but I don't think I ever actually used this combination. So, sorry.
Shan Yun's just there to basically act as Jean stand-in. I'm not plunging with her. You cannot pay me to do that.
Really? Oh, I totally thought we were gonna do N2 or N1 CJP. We're not?
Absolutely not. I am a purist in this regard.
Are you saying that because you have C1 Hu Tao and you don't want that to be useless?
I do not want 2 years worth of practice to just go out the window. No.
Oh, I see. It's because...
Yeah, subclassed.
I see. It's because your N1 CJP is an easier combination to do. The super sweaty original combination, and you don't want your hard work to be thrown away out the window. Okay, I can respect that.
I also think it does not play that well. It is not smooth in the slightest.
I see. Okay. All right. So you can educate me here. Rotation.
So Raiden E first, make sure it hits the enemy, and then Bennett burst, and then Kazuha hold E into plunge into Q, and then Fischl burst, and then just Raiden stuff.
Okay, so when does Fischl happen?
Fischl is directly after Kazuha. She just bursts.
So we're going to go. Do you Bennett EQ or just Bennett Q?
Bennett Q. Bennett EQ will ruin the Electro Aura.
Oh, cage business. Bennett Q. I mean, Kazuha Q. Kazuha hold E. Plunge. And... all right, what do you do? N, 2, 3, and then you charge attack? Is that you?
Yeah.
Wait, guys, did I not burst?
Why did you burst?
Guys, oh, I'm on Asia! Okay, guys, it actually is ping dip. It actually is ping dip. It actually is ping dip. Trust. It's actually ping dip. Actually ping dip. It's actually ping dip! It's actually ping dip!
You have better ping than I do on a Wednesday, though.
Shut up! Wow! Nice damage! Do you usually one rotate this?
If I get lucky and they do not
really
just
close.
be definitely annoying, then I don't.
Okay, I'll just Kazuha it. It's fine.
If the second one doesn't die, I just use Fischl's E, and then just kills it by itself. Yeah, pretty much.
How often do you official Q?
It should be up every single rotation.
Every single rotation? So instead of official E, should I official Q after Bennett Q?
Yeah, ideally. So if one of them stays standing, you can just use E to finish them off.
Oh, I see. Okay. All right, purely optimized build. Wait. Guys. It's ping dip. I promise it's ping dip. I promise it's ping dip. I promise. I am pressing the keys as like a pre-input, and it's like faster, okay? I promise. Is I not in Bennett burst there? Okay, what? Guys, what is it? What the fuck is happening?
I don't know. That's probably beyond ping diff.
Listen! Guys, trust me when I say this. I'm not doing this intentionally, okay? Okay, we're good. We're good, guys. This time we're good. We got it. This time we're good. Okay, we're in business, boys. Okay, that one's dead. All right, we did it. We one rotated it. Okay. All right, what's the? Oh God, you're gonna watch my. Okay, I'm gonna have a disclaimer. Disclaimer for all the YouTube people watching. I very rarely use Hu Tao. Okay, and when I have used Hu Tao, at least recently, I do N1 CJP. But for Schaufle's account review, I'm not going to be doing that because he is a purist. So how do you want me to do this?
Yeah, the key thing I'd struggle to explain there is that I use Furina's E. I use Furina's E the moment and then I only Q when the camera just suddenly zooms back out because that's the cue I needed that the serpent's about to pop up. That
Wait,
the serpent's
really?
about to pop on the ground.
You do
Yeah.
it off of a Q. Okay, okay. So you
Yeah.
switch immediately, then you E, and then oh, I see. The camera zooms out because the serpent thing spawns,
Yep.
and then you. That is so weird. Okay, okay, okay. Let's try this. So he walks
When the-
this way. He walks this way. He immediately E's. Well, that took way longer than I thought. Okay, I missed my E. I missed my second E. All right, this time we're gonna do it properly. Okay, okay. So you do dash cancels from what I saw from your demo.
Yeah.
Okay. Holy, the delay is quite big. That's fine. I see that I have to deal with the ruined serpent's RNG. I need to sit up and focus. I need to lock in for the Hu Tao side. Otherwise, I'm gonna cancel my charge attacks way too slow. I'm gonna dash through it like an idiot.
I
All
do
right.
this with shrimp posture. It's that
No.
shrimple, you know?
Shut up. It's fine. Oh. What? I did. Okay, listen. That was on accident. I want you to know that plunge was I didn't even jump.
Oh, yeah. I'm well aware. I did do that. I have done that more than a few times, so that's excused.
See? All right, we're good. We're good. We're good. We're good. We're good.
Yeah, it's a hitbox moment. I know for a fact you did not jump intentionally.
Oh, that was 180k too. That was pretty solid. All right, we made it past. We are now on floor 12, chamber 2. What is this again? What mobs am I doing?
Eremite's first side, second side win up.
I'm guessing this is the same, right? No difference on the rotation. Kinda sure. Oh, I'm gonna destroy them with the bubble. Nope, did not. Okay, do I have my E up? I don't, but I'm gonna have to go anyway. Wow, this team is so smooth.
Yeah, that's part of why I like
Wow.
Fischl in that slot a lot. Because
Wow.
this plays into why I like Fischl in this team quite a lot, because it's just one hell of a safety net, and she can also just finish off ways that you didn't do so beforehand.
This is the Wii Nut, is it not?
Yes.
Is there a particular setup that I'm supposed to... Can I charge at it, or do I wait?
Actually, when I fight against this with this particular team, I don't even use Hu Tao. I just let Farina and Yalan do the heavy lifting.
Wait, so you kill the Wii Nut with just Farina Yalan?
Without switching to Hu Tao even once.
Then what's the point?
I don't know, they just do too much damage.
What's the point?
Like, by the time I swap in, it's dead, so like, why bother? I'd rather have a burst up for the Drake.
So, I'm just gonna do this then?
Yeah, it's very straightforward.
What is it? Wait, I
It'll
think
pop
they...
in front of you next. Yeah.
Wait, what? Why is he... Oh, okay. So he's across from me? Looks like? Wait, he actually... Wait. Hold on. I can use Hu Tao here.
Yeah. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't.
I can use Hu Tao here. I can just set it up like normal, right? All right. How is my Farina's, Wait, how is my Farina's energy not maxed? It was maxed last time.
Yeah, I think she grabbed like one more particle than she did this time around.
Huh. Okay. No, I wanted to do the rotation.
Yeah, this is why it's hard to actually do even a proper rotation, even with Hu Tao.
It's okay, I got it, not bad. You have to admit, not bad. Farina, why is your energy not ready? No! No! Okay, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Yeah, we'll save it. Oh god. Do not pay attention to what I'm doing right now, okay? Do not pay attention to what that was. Your eyes were closed, right?
They were bleeding. Thanks.
I think I might have to go to one side for this one.
Yeah, go to the one with the cannons on its arms, because the one with the shield always goes over. So, the guy on the right side for the first wave, guy on the left side for the second wave.
Oh, you know all this by heart.
Yes.
Okay. Fortunately, why they're out of my burst?
Yeah, this is the annoying part, but like, you can give chase pretty easily and they're not that tanky, so it's fine.
Okay, this might be a slightly better setup. No, I'm out of the circle again. Okay, it's fine. Okay, I'm gonna use Kazu here. I'm just gonna burst. Am I in Kazu burst? I am. Okay, this should be fine. I'm pushing them out, but I think I'm gonna damage up. Okay. This is the Drake, right? Do you have a setup for the Eon Blight Drake?
This one, for the most part, normally I start with just doing Furina E early, but since you're at half, you're not getting fanfare anyway, so... Just wait for it to goes up, shoot it down with Yalan, and then do the rotation.
Oh, that's it?
Yeah, that's it.
So I just bench.
Forward. Yeah.
Oh! Oh! Hold on, guys.
If you missed this, I swear to God.
Guys,
oh my God,
okay, you know what? I'm redoing it. I'm doing. There will be no misses on this stream. There will be no misses on this stream. Trust. Okay. Wow, he did it! No way! How did he do that? Whoa! Ooh, the hammer is good. Oh shit! Okay. The Eon Blight Drake having a bigger hitbox that prevents me from dashing through it actually helped me a lot there. Because I was canceling late, but because I couldn't go through it, it didn't look as...
It's a very straightforward boss to fight,
Yay,
although...
we did it, boys! So let me ask, now that we're done with the Abyss, do you use this same team every single time when you clear it over and over again?
For the second side, lately, kinda, yes, because like every other team I just ran that isn't Hu Tao, and the particular side, it just felt not worth my time to do so. First side I do shuffle quite a lot because there's a lot of teams that can work there. It's more of just how good. It's basically free.
I see.
Some days I do Wander. Some days I do Wanderer. Sometimes I get asked to do Internet, even though I don't particularly like it that much on that side. Sometimes I play Yai. Sometimes I play Ito.
What I appreciate from hearing you talk about this, it seems as though every single character, as long as they're somewhat viable, you will use them throughout your runs. And it seems as though what you aim to do is try to be time efficient, which makes sense because no one else does as many runs as you do. So your aim is to do the runs as efficiently as possible. Not necessarily a speed run, but as efficiently as possible. And you're probably honing and you probably know the fight like the back of your hand, know exactly what happens. So yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. I also tend to play if circumstance warrants it, or if I can just play that team well without worrying about having to reset over and over. And in that regard, the Abyss QOL is really quite helpful. I tend to lean towards teams that I've already mastered, but also every now and then I do just go and practice teams that I'm not familiar with just yet, like Yai Aggravate or Tainari, that sort of stuff.
No, it's funny that you mentioned that because I totally forgot that you did 2,000 of these runs without the Abyss energy quality of life and cooldown reset.
Yeah.
You are actual mental. That in itself is completely mental. I cannot imagine doing an improper rotation, or not being efficient enough, and having to wait for my cooldowns. Hell no, dude.
Yeah, it's just an unfortunate fact of life at that point, and like over the course of these 2,000 runs, I think I bricked like two mice.
2 mice have fallen for the pursuit of 2,000 abyss runs. Honestly, that's not that bad. One mouse per 1,000 runs. Well, there you have it. Is there anything else that you wanna showcase? Because I don't know if you realize, but we have been doing this for quite a long time, and I think it's pretty good.
I don't really think so. I was about to suggest like playing that old Toma team I used to run, but like given the ping and given the circumstances,
I don't think you want to see me run Hu Tao anymore. I promise you, my Hu Tao mechanics are less than optimal, especially because whenever I play Hu Tao, I mostly have to focus on Hu Tao.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
that is something that is.
That's probably for the best, both for time's sake and for the sake of my eyes. So thank you, I guess.
Listen, it's not that bad. Thank you, Mr. Schaufle, for letting me review your beautiful account.
It has been a pleasure.
Honestly, there's not really much for me to review. It's kind of like a showcase here. But I mean, I just basically ended up doing small amount of like character views for your stuff and going over the builds. And then we tried out one of the teams that you usually run in the Abyss. And it was quite satisfying to experience, I think, because from my perspective, running these team comps, it was very clear to me that I could do exactly the correct rotation that you intended for it to happen. So like every single run, if I executed all the steps, then there should be no change, which is kind of cool because a lot of the times you have to improvise, right? From dodging and all that. But it seems as though for yours, you can do a perfect rotation and it'll show it work out. Your energy should be fine and you can redo it right when it resets. Are you still doing this amount of Abyss runs or have you come clean?
I've toned down a fair bit. I only do like a few here and there now.
Okay. How many would you say per Abyss rotation?
These days, at least, I think no more than 10. And considering the enemies don't even take that much longer to adapt to than I used to back then, yeah, it doesn't take nearly as long as it used to for me to get used to enemy patterns.
Okay, yeah, that's pretty fair. I think that going from 100 Abyss clears per rotation down to 10 is you know, a massive. I don't know if I would call it an addiction. Considering I've never seen anyone clear this many Abyss runs, I think it's fair to say you probably were addicted because I don't think you could have kept your sanity if you didn't really enjoy it.
Yeah, and I mean, what ultimately killed it is when I just stopped enjoying it altogether.
Ah, I see. All right, YouTube frogs, that is going to wrap things up. I hope you guys enjoyed account review number 26, featuring the most clinically insane but decently recovered Abyss Maniac that literally has ever existed in this game. 2,200 Abyss runs complete on this account since May 26th of 2021. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We are going to try to do more of these in the future. Maybe, don't quote me on this. I may even invite some viewers at some point. Who knows? At the baseline, I just want to remind you guys, do not DM me. Do not beg me for any of this. Do not ask me to look at your stuff, okay? That is the reason why I initially stopped doing this at the beginning when I did the old type of account reviews where I logged into people's accounts and like fully rebuilt their stuff and like redid the artifacts. The reason why I stopped that was because of all the begging and all the messages that I received. So I hope you guys respect that. Want to kind of do these a little bit more frequently. Hopefully not like 2 times per year, which was last year. So if you guys enjoyed, don't forget to like and subscribe. And we'll see you guys next time. Take care.